herself available. She was 9 for 13 from the floor, very efficient. She needed help though, because the starting lineup, they had 28 points in total, so she needs more help from her.
Yeah, that was a 2-point loss in the last shot against her. Believe it or not, she continues to get better, and this time it's not about scoring and shot blocking, it's more about distributing the basketball.
Well, we know what she can do on the block. She can score the basketball. She's under 15 points.
unbeaten in ACC play and winners of 34 straight home conference games, Duke is poised for yet another ACC regular season title. For Miami, it's been an up-and-down season. Close wins against Virginia and Wake Forest have been tempered by last Sunday's gut-wrenching home loss to UNC. Tonight, the Canes look for their first ever victory over Duke, and you'll see it live on the ACC Digital Network. And welcome inside historic Cameron Indoor Stadium on the Duke University campus for our presentation of ACC women's basketball on the ACC Digital Network. Our matchup tonight, it's the Miami Hurricanes against the number 5 Duke Blue Devils. It is great to have you with us for our game this evening. Tom Wormy along with ACC legend Christy Winters-Scott. And Christy, we have so many great storylines to talk about in this game, but you have to start with the fact that Duke has such an impressive winning streak at home in conference here in this building. And Katie Meyer, the head coach for Miami, she was an All-American player here at Duke. She's still looking for that first win against her former team.
She still is, but what a storied career she had. Katie Meyer was an all-time leading scorer here. She was an academic All-American as well as an ACC legend and in the Duke Hall of Fame. So a lot of history here for her, but Duke, they are riding a 34-game win streak here against ACC opponents, so a lot of pride on the line for the Duke Blue Devils tonight.
For Miami, the player to watch is Morgan Stroman. She really can do it all. She's been so impressive recently, and she is the leading scorer for the Hurricanes.
Well, she is coming off of a career-high 28 points against North Carolina. She really did a tremendous job of making herself available. She was 9 for 13 from the floor, very efficient. She needed help, though, because the starting lineup, they had 28 points in total. So she needs more help from her teammates.
Yeah, that was a 2-point loss on a last-second shot against North Carolina on Sunday. Now you go to the Duke side, and Elizabeth Williams, who had such an amazing freshman year, believe it or not, she continues to get better. And this time it's not about scoring and shot blocking. It's more about distributing the basketball to her teammates.
Well, we know what she can do on the block. She can score the basketball just under 15 points a game. She leads the ACC in blocks, but what you don't know about Elizabeth Williams is that she is finding her teammates out of double and triple teams this season. She's coming off of a game where she had 5 assists against Boston College. Trisha Liston had 4 threes in the first half alone because Elizabeth Williams draws so much attention offensively when she touches the ball on the block. She is very efficient this season at kicking it out and finding her teammates.
And here are the starting lineups for our game this evening for the Miami Hurricanes. Stephanie Yeaterstrom coming off a tough shooting night against North Carolina on Sunday, just 1 of 13. We'll see what she does tonight. Her senior teammate is Shawnice Wilson. She is one of the top rebounders in the ACC, over 7 per game and 10th best in the conference. Katie Meyer addressing her team prior to this game. This is the lineup they will face for the number 5 Duke Blue Devils. We told you about Elizabeth Williams, the sophomore, and what she's been able to do so far this season. Chelsea Gray averaging close to 6 assists per game. That is top in the conference. And she's got 4 steals per game. That is also the best in the ACC. So keep an eye on number 12 in Duke Blue for the Blue Devils as they come out with an 18-1 record, undefeated in conference play, and they have not lost at Cameron Indoor Stadium this season. 9-0 and 4-0 in conference play for Duke. Katie Meyer is the head coach for the Miami Hurricanes. She's in her 8th season. Twice she has taken this program to the NCAA tournament, the last 2 years, in fact, and in 2011, the National Coach of the Year, and she is back where it all started in that collegiate career. Christy Winters-Scott, take a look at those pictures of the All-American Katie Meyer.
I love those pictures because I remember playing against her when she was on the Duke team. I was playing at Maryland at the time. We came through school at the same time. What a fiery player, the same way on the sidelines as a coach.
The 1986 ACC Rookie of the Year, named to the 50th anniversary team in 2002. Over 1,600 points in her career at Duke. That is still 5th all time in women's college basketball history here in Durham.
She was quite a player on both ends. A lanky wing to put the ball on the ground and stick that shot.
As we told you, Duke leads this overall series 9-0. 5 of those victories have come here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, this venerable old building that opened back in 1940. The opening tap is taken by Miami in the green. Duke is in the white. You're watching women's college basketball in the Atlantic Coast Conference on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Duke starting out in a man-to-man defense. They want to play straight up. They want Miami to slow their pace.
This is Yeaterstrom. Shot clock is down to 10 for Miami. Wilson. McGuire. Difficult shot. Goes out of bounds. The indication is that Duke will take over possession.
We know that Miami is coming off of that heartbreaking loss, and Danielle Butts hit that buzzer beater for UNC to win. But they've won some of their fair share of close games. They beat Wake Forest in a nail-biter.
We talked about Duke's incredible streak here at home, 34 in a row in conference play as they throw it out of bounds. Miami had a pretty good streak going as well. It had won 19 straight conference games at home at the Bank United Center before number 11 North Carolina beat them on Sunday by 2, 64-62.
Miami had a lead with 32 seconds left, up 5 as Pepper Wilson gets that shot to go. That smooth hook, she used the basket as a shield.
She had 7 points and 10 rebounds in that close loss to North Carolina on Sunday. In fact, Miami had a 5-point lead with 30 seconds to go. And Danielle Butts with a quick release with the game-winning shot for North Carolina. It's been quite a season for the Tar Heels, and Sylvia Hatchell, as she tries to chase down win number 900 overall and join a very elite group.
No question about it. Carolina playing some gutsy basketball, coming off of a big loss to Maryland, and responding positively by beating Miami.
And they had already beaten Maryland earlier in the season in Chapel Hill.
Right.
All that says is that the tournament in Greensboro is going to be sensational.
No question.
Three-pointer is good for Crystal Saunders.
Saunders knocks it home, but it was good patience that time by Miami. Good ball movement as well.
This is Williams, close range, may have been deflected. Ball goes out of bounds. And it's going to go back to Miami.
Staunch defense to begin the game by Miami. They are all over the place. Now Duke leads the league in defensive points allowed, just 50. But Miami right now showing their worth as Duke goes to a 2-3 zone on this possession.
There's another three-pointer, and it's the same result for Crystal Saunders.
In that zone, if you pass the ball quickly enough, you can get good looks. That's the second three to fall against the zone.
Saunders now 2 for 2 from long distance after coming into the game just 24% from three-point range. Offensive glass for Duke is Alexis Jones. Williams tried to put it on the floor and it got deflected.
Too many dribbles by Duke inside.
McGuire stepping in. Up for grabs and taken by Duke. Gray comes out of the fray. The backboard, Haley Peters has it.
Well, Peters, she's a combo player, but if you sit behind her on the block, she is too strong for that. And she's going to get an easy bucket like that one.
Our own Debbie Antonelli will be sitting down with Haley Peters at halftime. They will break down the X's and O's of Duke basketball. Always look forward to those segments with Debbie sitting down with some of the stars of the Atlantic Coast Conference in women's college basketball.
It was a good push ahead by Duke. Wells up ahead to Williams, who gets body bumped by Yeaterstrom on the fast break there. And that's what Duke wants to do. If they can get out and run off of their steals or off of their rebounds, they're better for it. It's almost like Williams had a hitch in that shot.
She shoots 66% from the free throw line of the season. Give her 1 of 2.
Some Full court pressure this time by Miami.
5-point Hurricane lead. Stroman, wide open. Does not get the roll. Peters to the deck. A couple of Canes chase her, and Williams finally grabbed it.
Feisty defense. A 1-2-1-1 full court press by Duke. Back to that zone.
Jones, 3-ball. Followed her miss. Wells. The ball hit the end line, and it'll stay with Duke. It was Stroman who had a chance at it, but the ball goes out of bounds to the Blue Devils.
That's why you try to secure the basketball with 2 hands instead of try to get it with 1 and go for style points.
Michelle Woods has entered the game for Miami. She wears number 10. Canes in green, Duke in white, Cameron Indoor Stadium. And a turnover by the Blue Devils.
Duke just not taking care of the ball. A couple of careless turnovers by them early.
So we're going to take our first time out. Miami's gone out to an 8-3 lead against Duke here at Cameron Indoor.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Have you caught our new weekday show, ACC Live? We've got the highlights, the moments, the interviews, and the social media pulse you need and want. ACC Live, weekdays at noon, only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacey from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big treehouse or a small treehouse?
If it's big enough, you can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller treehouse?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Back in Durham, Miami with an 8-3 lead. Number 5 team in the nation, Duke. A reminder to catch ACC Live weekdays at noon on the ACC Digital Network. Host Jeff Fischel has the trending topics, X's and O breakdowns, and must-see moments you've got to see. ACC Live weekdays at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Tom Wormy, Christy Winters Scott, who made her mark at Maryland not so long ago, was an all-conference performer and legend in the Atlantic Coast Conference. With you, along with our outstanding ACC Digital Network production crew here in Durham, North Carolina. This one of 5 games tonight for women's basketball in the ACC. Chelsea Gray into the box score with a jumper.
Well, it's good to see Gray get on the board early because she has been struggling as of late. A really strange pass there by Miami. It didn't get picked off by Duke, but Chelsea Gray struggling in the last 6 games. So good to see her get going.
She had 12 points in that win against Boston College here in Durham. That on Sunday, 80-56, they made 10 threes in the course of that game. So we'll keep our eyes on that for Duke. Driving into traffic, McGuire denied. Here comes Duke. Chelsea Gray reads the defense all the way to the rim. Ball out of bounds, and it will stay with Duke.
Well, if you see Chelsea Gray coming in there, you've got to step in and take the charge. She wasn't going to slow down at all. She was going straight to the rim.
Again, Gray leading the conference in assists and steals per game. Taken by Woods. corner, it's Woods for three. Alexis Jones pulls it down for Duke. Elizabeth Williams tumbles to the court. Seems to be okay. Stolen by Miami. Ball knocked up ahead and chased down by Saunders. Wilson trying to establish position. Stepped right into the defense of Chelsea Gray, who knocked it away with quick hands.
Well, Wilson had the easy shot, but changed directions, and Gray was right there waiting for her.
Duke has won 13 in a row at home. They simply do not lose in this building. McGuire. Wilson trying to work the offensive glass and does it successfully, and a fresh shot clock. They won't waste any time. Woods could not connect.
And that time, it looks like Katie Meyer wanted them to take a little bit more time to get more ball reversals and make that defense work.
Peters lost the handle going up, pulled down by the Canes.
Miami has done well when they've taken their time, let their offense unfold, get some screens set. Duke into man-to-man, back to their man-to-man defense here.
Shot clock at 10. Straight away, the miss from Saunders. Here is Wilson. Peters the rebound for Duke.
It seems like Miami is getting good opportunities inside, but they're not maximizing those opportunities by finishing.
Gray trying to back down. You saw Wilson come in with the help defense, and then she grabs the rebound. Great outlet here to Woods. Miami going to reset here.
Back to the man-to-man.
Shot clock at 7.
33.
Well, that's a great call. It was a moving screen. Looked like on McGuire. You have to hold your spot. If you're setting that screen and you lean one way or the other, you're going to get whistled for the call. You got to hold your ground.
Yeah, that's the first on McGuire. Katie Meyer just wants clarification. You get the feeling things are going to get very intense in the second half here. Again, Katie Meyer played collegiately here at Duke. Duke has dominated the series, 9-0 overall.
Right, in the last couple games, the last 2 years, they've played here at Duke because of the scheduling, so they haven't had to go down to Miami and play.
Yeah, they last met in February of last season. A win for Duke, 74-64. Miami was number 5 at the time, and that's a 3-ball. Alexis Jones.
Alexis Jones, what can you say about her? She had her career high against UConn as Miami gets a bucket to go inside.
That'll be Woods at the other end. 2-point game, 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. When Duke beat Miami last season, it stopped a 13-game winning streak for the Hurricanes. And Duke outscored Miami 50-16 in the paint, so we'll see if that trend develops this time around as well. Shot clock to 4. Gray. Ball loose. Jones. Woods the rebound. Little floater pull-up, old school style.
Hey,
I love it.
If you're not going to stop, in terms of the defense, if the defense isn't going to come and get you, stop and pop. Everyone else had already filtered in low down there behind the basket, so she made the correct decision right there to pull up on that jumper.
It's a 3-point attempt for Duke. Shea Jackson. Just one made 3 so far for the Blue Devils. It belongs to Alexis Jones. Great interior work, Michelle Woods.
Woods challenged Elizabeth Williams on that play. Williams leads the ACC in blocks with 3 a game, and it didn't bother Woods at all. She held her own and used her body to get that ball up and in right over Williams.
Woods leads the way with 6 points for Miami. She is now 3 of 6 from the floor. Jackson steps in. The ball bounces out.
3-2 zone that time by Miami.
We go inside of 10 minutes here in the first half from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Durham, North Carolina, Duke and Miami. Duke ranked 5th in the country, 18-1. All the way to the rim and in, Saria Maguire.
Well, Duke is having a problem containing the interior scoring by Miami right now. You spoke about the paint points last year. It may go the other way this year.
Ball can stay with Duke. Miami with an 8-point lead. Michelle Woods not afraid to challenge the big people from Duke.
I'm Kelly Nash with another ACC Now and Then brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Duke's Rashid Suleiman had a career-high 25 against Maryland, including tying a freshman school record with 6 3-pointers. Some other Duke freshmen with 6 trays in a game about Trajan Langdon, J.J. Redick, Kyle Singler, and of course Austin Rivers last season.
Share the love this Valentine's with a free dessert when you make reservations on rubytuesday.com. You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows Phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Back in Durham, Miami with an 8-point lead against number 5 Duke, which has a 13-game winning streak here at home on the line. Look at Kane-tastic. Upset 2.0. Looking for the Canes to interrupt that 34-game home winning streak in Atlantic Coast Conference play. Got to go all the way back to 2008 to find the last loss here in conference for Duke, and that's a strong drive from Trisha Liston.
Well, Liston has been coming off the bench since the UConn game. They went more defensive strategy in their starting lineup, but Liston, what a spark off the bench defensively right there, getting a stop for the Blue Devils.
That UConn game you mentioned there, Christy, the only loss this season, January 21st, and that was at number 3 UConn. The only blemish on the record so far for Duke.
And it was just a tough second half. The first half was really competitive. In the second half, they just lost their confidence, had too many turnovers.
Peters spinning and scoring.
I love the X factor that Haley Peters brings to Duke. She has such a great energy and confidence about her. It makes you want to find her with the basketball.
Junior from Red Bank, New Jersey with the basket. She's got 4 points. Those 4, the leading scorer for Duke. Kept alive by Miami. Stroman.
That time Duke was in a 3-2 zone trying to cut off the exterior penetration as Duke tries to penetrate inside.
Stroman is picking up the foul on that play.
Shea Jackson taking it strong to the rim. She's going to head to the line now. Miami is a team who upset Penn State back in November. And Penn State was ranked 6 in one poll, 7 in another. So this Miami team is not backing down from anybody.
How about their win last Thursday at Wake Forest? 79-78. It was Saria McGuire who hit the game-winning shot there with 5.3 seconds left. So we may see some heroics before the night is done from these two teams.
And that was an awesome move. I was at that game. A spin move, reverse layup off the glass, much like that one by Stroman.
Taken by Duke. Leah Johnson in there for the Blue Devils, wearing number 14 in white. Elizabeth Williams is on the bench right now for Duke. She has just 1 point so far.
Miami has done a good job of swarming defensively. But that time, not loose enough on Liston inside. The upper body strength helped her get that shot down.
Three-point shot measured and hit by Saunders. That's her third made in the game.
Saunders on the season, a 24% shooter from beyond the arc, on fire in this first half, and Duke really needs to find an answer defensively for her out there.
She has officially entered the zone from long distance. It's going to be a foul against Duke, as it was Deanna Hayes who came in to get that rebound. Trisha Liston with 4 points for the Blue Devils, but they trail by 3 here at Cameron.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Coming up Friday at noon on ACC Live, Mike Jaminski is here to break down all of the weekend's action, including the big one between Miami and NC State. ACC Live tip-off tomorrow at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big treehouse or a small treehouse?
If it's big enough, she can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller treehouse?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Miami maintains a 3-point lead against the number 5 team in the nation with 7.5 minutes to go. And here's the reason why. How about 3-pointers falling for Crystal Saunders, 3 of 4 from long range.
Crystal Saunders is on fire this first half. That was her first shot that went down, and she was animated after that one. And this one she just hit, her third 3. And that run back down the court had a lot of confidence to it. I tell you that right now. A lot of bounce in the step for the Hurricanes, up 3.
So Saunders 9 points. That leads all scorers so far in the first half.
2-2-1 look this time, full court by Duke.
Wilson had it blocked by Williams, who re-enters the game. Stephanie Yeaterstrom is still on the bench for Miami with her 2 personal fouls.
And that's going to start to hurt Miami because they need another offensive player out there. And Saunders has stepped up, but they need someone else as well.
Peters. Gianna Hayes has had a couple of forceful rebounds in the last couple of minutes. Stroman in stride.
That was a beautiful secondary break by Miami. Not a lot of dribbling, smooth passes.
First bucket of the game for Stroman. We'll see if that one gets her going a little bit here in the first half. With 6:43 to go, Miami up by 5. Liston way behind the arc.
Liston is 3rd in the country in 3-point percentage. She leads the ACC, a 48% shooter from out there. So you need to find her as soon as she crosses half court and be ready to contest that.
3-pointer number 41 on the season for Trisha Liston. Junior from River Forest, Illinois. She was way beyond the arc when she released that shot and knocked it down. And it is also the second 3-point basket made by Duke here in the first half. The other one belongs to Alexis Jones. Duke now 2 of 7 from distance. And an easy steal for Chelsea Gray. Crosses up her defender, can't convert. Jones put it on the floor, got knocked away. Now we got a couple of players on the floor.
Well, I love
Fouls on Peters.
I love the feisty defense, excuse me, Tom, on both teams. Nothing easy. Gray was going in for the layup. She got bumped a little bit, missed it on the rebound. Miami, their second and third effort to get the basketball proved to be worthy. They got it and then got fouled.
Capers spun off. Williams grabbed it. As Christy mentioned, because of the scheduling, this is the third straight time they are playing this rivalry here at Duke.
All right, so they didn't have to play against Raquana Williams and Shanice Johnson down in Miami for 2 straight seasons their junior and senior years.
Big losses for Miami, combined over 4,000 points in their careers. Williams comes up short. Stroman puts on the brakes, steps through the pressure. Hayes grabs it again. Traveling against Miami.
Even though Miami turned it over right there, they are doing a good job on the offensive glass, and that shot goes up. Duke is not doing a good job of finding a body and boxing out.
We approach the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Tom Werby, Christy Winter-Scott, and our outstanding ACC Digital Network production crew here in Durham, North Carolina. As Katie Meyer makes a return to surroundings she is familiar with, and a turnover for her Miami Hurricanes.
Alexis Jones doing too much with the basketball. You have to have a purpose with your dribbles.
See Joanne P. McCauley, the head coach for Duke. She's pretty good in this building as well. 77-5 for her career, 6th year on the bench.
That's outstanding.
Coach of the year last year and in 2010. Coach McCauley for Duke in the ACC. And a foul against Miami was Hayes, a little bit overly aggressive, trying to get another rebound. She picks up her first personal.
And Kiana Hayes had to give up that position to Allison Vernay. She was right there, and when you have someone that has the position, you can't go ahead and jump up.
It's going to cost her a personal foul here in the first half. That's the 15th foul against Miami. We've got just over 4 minutes to go in the first half, and on the money is Trisha Liston. That is now 9 points off of the bench for Duke for Trisha Liston.
And that's what she's been able to bring. She's provided that spark offensively for Duke when they needed it. They were down 8 before she came in the game.
McGuire with a difficult twisting shot, ball out of bounds. Pepper Wilson made the call first, and the official agreed. So it'll stay with Miami. We'll take a timeout, step aside with our score tied at 21. Miami and Duke from Cameron Indoor Stadium. What?
I'm Jeff Michelle. We've got the highlights, the moments, the interviews, and the social media pulse you need and want. ACC Live, weekdays at noon, only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big tree house or a small tree house?
If it's big enough, she can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller tree house?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Back here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday, and we are tied at 21. I want to make sure you check out ACC Live on the ACC Digital Network. Jeff Fischel with all the trending topics. Live at noon on the ACC Digital Network. You don't want to miss that. Breakdowns of all the action in ACC men's and women's basketball, as well as the other sports going on in this winter season in the Atlantic Coast Conference. ACC Live at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Here is Saunders. Wow, that's her fourth, made 3 of the first half.
Big time shooting by Saunders. And Miami is doing a good job of getting it to her with Yiderstrom on the bench. She has provided so much productivity offensively for the Hurricanes.
4 of 6 from downtown for Saunders. Vernere out of the double. Chelsea Gray lines up a 3, and she knew it was good.
3 ball for Gray, one of the best passers in women's basketball. She can do so many things well. Had a triple-double earlier this season, her second of her career.
Out of the corner, and that's Saunders again.
5 threes in the first half for Saunders. And Fuego for Saunders.
5 of 7 now from deep. She is on fire, Christy Winter-Scott. Vernere trying to go inside off of the block, and she got the kind roll.
Vernere, the lefty, stayed on that left side and got that to trickle in.
She's a senior in this Duke program, originally from France. She's seen action in 124 games in her Duke career. Going to get a foul against Miami here. Duke will take over possession.
And that's the same thing. It looked like Pepper Wilson on the screen. On the screening action, you can't move. You can't come outside of your cylinder. And Pepper Wilson, her arm was leaning right there. See that arm and that leg? You can't do that. You've got to stay still.
First foul against Wilson. Miami takes over control off the miss. 1:48 to go in the first half. Miami has led most of the way. A 1-point lead will stay that way. Tricia Liston. Gray, 3 again, held the finish.
How easy did that look? A little handoff and another 3 ball for Gray.
So Miami is going to take a timeout. The second made 3 for Chelsea Gray, the junior from California. She was wide open again and made no mistake.
It's a defensive miscue going underneath that handoff, which is tough to guard, but Gray, you have to love the smile on her face, understanding the struggles that she's gone through the past 6 games to get shots to fall.
Christy, you mentioned that triple-double that she had. 18 points, a career-high 11 rebounds and 10 assists at Boston College earlier this year for the second career triple-double for Chelsea Gray, the junior. First team all-conference last year and an All-American in 2012 for the Duke Blue Devils.
Well, she had missed 9 straight threes in those 6 games. So for her to come in tonight at home and knock a couple home, that bodes well for her confidence and the confidence of her team. 3-2 zone by Duke.
Saunders, not this time.
Man-to-man this time. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
1 minute to go. Duke with the lead.
Man-to-man D by Miami.
Berneray has to kick it out. Shot clock down to 6. Trouble on the baseline, and Jackson could not maintain her balance. It'll go to Miami. 46.1 seconds to go, and trailing by 2.
You have to think maybe Miami will put Yederstrom in. That timeout called by Duke. Put Yederstrom in on an offensive set here and try to get her going before the second half, but then you don't want to possibly risk her getting that foul on the defensive end. But Miami's done a good job of staying right in this game without her on the floor.
Miami has led by as many as 8 points. For Duke, this is the largest lead of the first half for the Blue Devils. Miami is 14-6 on the season, 5-4 in conference play, 1-3 in the conference away. And if you're trying to get a road victory, this is about the toughest place to do it. I imagine Maryland is also a very difficult place to win as well. North Carolina, but here at Duke, again, you can't stress it enough. 34 straight home wins in a row in conference for Duke.
And Duke, they still have to play Maryland twice, North Carolina twice, on the back end of their schedule. So a tough schedule ahead for the Blue Devils.
30 seconds on the game clock, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Wilson.
And Pepper Wilson, she has mastered that high post shot, and much needed for the tie.
Shot clock is off. Tied at 29. Final 12 seconds. Gray directing traffic. Trying to work on Woods. And a Miami player collapsing on the baseline there.
It looked like Elizabeth Williams and Morgan Stroman were tangled up down there. Off the ball.
It'll be the first on Williams with 6.2 seconds to go. Elizabeth Williams, who leads this team 15 points per game, 1 so far in the first half. Final seconds here in the first half. Saunders forces one up, and that'll do it. So after 20 minutes, we're all tied at 29. Miami at a lead of as many as 8 before Duke came back to tie it up at the end of the first half. Hope you're enjoying the game here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Our new show, ACC Live, is 3 weeks in. Here's a look at some fun host Jeff Fischel had during one of our recent trending shows.
We're getting the fans to weigh in better pro, Gio or Nuke. All right, Kelly, what do you think? You're a guy from your high school or a guy from your college? Who's the better pro?
Can I be a Debbie Downer?
Okay.
Is that cool? I gotta talk injuries. Gio is always hurt, already tore his ACL, out 2 games this season, missed a lot of action in 2 other games. Hopkins has dealt with none of the above. He's healthy, he catches any ball in his direction. I'm going Nuke.
Wow, you are a Debbie Downer. That really brought me way down. Let's see the vote results here on Twitter. What fans told us at the ACCDN. And you guys are going with Nuke. 64% to Giovanni Bernard, 36%. You guys are saying DeAndre Hopkins.
Smart
Nuke to
voters.
bomb will be the better NFL player. We come in just a couple months, we find out where these guys are going to be playing on Sundays. Now, their coaches, Larry Fedora and Dabo Sweeney, are 2 coaches who were the subject of show titles yesterday when the ACC Network show's hashtag started trending. Let's take a look at them. First, Justin Ferber tweeted this out. Fedora the Explorer.
I love
That
these.
is brilliant. Oh, there he
Look
is.
at the
with his
backpack.
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 Where's Boots? Who would Boots be? Boots.
Gio, but he's gone now.
Gio would be Boots. I think that's absolutely right. And Swiper, no swiping. I don't know.
Swipe, no. Wow. We've been around kids too much.
Now, Dabo, this is even better. This is from Deuce4922. Yo, Dabo, we're loving the kid shows. No, I just want to stare. That is brilliant.
The hair is great.
Oh.
That is great. Oh my gosh.
See, there's DJ Lance Rock, now played by Dabo Sweeney. Any others you like?
There was one I liked. Oh my gosh. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Kim and Chloe take on Shasheskyville.
This is brilliant. They've taken on Miami and
Yeah.
Vegas.
Now camping. And bugs.
Right. As you point out, can you imagine what it would take to get Kim and Chloe camping? What they'd have to bring along?
In a sleeping bag.
And of course, now the X factor in that, if you did have a Kim and Chloe take on Shefki, is if Kanye shows up, right?
Oh yeah, with his entourage.
That would be fantastic. See, this is the kind of insightful discussion you get here on ACC Live, trending every Tuesday.
You know you love it.
What better reason could you have than to start following us on Twitter at the ACCDN?
I'm Kelly Nash with another ACC Now and Then, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Duke's Rashid Suleiman had a career-high 25 against Maryland, including tying a freshman school record with 6 3-pointers. Some other Duke freshmen with 6 trays in the game. About Trajan Langdon, J.J. Redick, Kyle Singler, and of course Austin Rivers last season.
Share the love this Valentine's with a free dessert when you make reservations on rubytuesday.com.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
All tied up at 29 after the first 20 minutes between Duke and Miami. Duke has never lost to the Hurricanes, 9-0, and we are setting up for an exciting second 20 minutes of action here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And recently, our own Debbie Antonelli had a chance to sit down with Haley Peters, the junior for the Duke Blue Devils, and break down some videotape and see what it's all about for Duke. And Haley Peters with Debbie Antonelli.
Haley Peters, 6'3", inside-outside player, versatility of your game. Haley, we're going to break it down a little bit on film, okay? So let's have some fun.
All right, sounds good.
This is not like going to class, all right?
Okay.
I know you had a perfect ACT score, so I know you care about that academic stuff. Now, here you are in the middle of the floor, and you're posting up inside, and you are so good off the bounce at creating separation. How hard did you work to be able to, at 6'3", with your skill set, to be able to make plays like this?
Well, that was all last summer. That's what I did for 3 months, for 2 or 3 hours a day with working one-on-one with someone. I mean, just to be able to create my own shot off the dribble and to be able to beat people like that.
Now you're coming off a screening action where you're being chased by the defender. There's a little bit of a lock and trail right here, a switch. Okay, she loses you. She doesn't even know where you are right now, okay? And so you come off the screen at the top. Again, watch the footwork right here, because it's a great use of the bounce and your footwork to create separation. And then you can elevate and shoot over the top of people. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of work to be able to craft that skill, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I've worked on a lot of things this summer. I like that play, but that's also something I look at and say, I could get to the foul line on that play now.
Now, one of the things that you guys do very well is you're very physical at the point of screening. Mm-hmm. And this is a screen right here. You take the Miami defender out, but look at the post up and the timing. A nice dump down pass. You can't just flash at any point right here. You've got to make the timing right. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. And it's reading the person with the ball, but also reading the girl that's defending me. She, at the start of the play, is kind of in help, and then you see her turn her head, and that's when you can get in behind her pretty easily without her bumping you.
See, she doesn't even see where you are right now. Right. And then you just flash right across the It's great spacing. Take the weak side, help out. You can't, it's hard to help in a high-low situation.
Yeah.
You have a versatile game, and I hope we were able to put it on display, but there's a lot of intensity that goes on to be able to play the way that you play. So thanks for being with us and breaking down some film.
Yeah, thank you for having me. That's fun.
And Debbie with a chance to to talk to Peters there. I'd love to get the details, and it takes you inside the game, and you just see the small nuances that are the difference between winning and losing in the ACC, Kristen.
No question. You have to have that upper body strength. You saw Haley Peters in this first half getting strong post positioning inside. You have to be strong. You have to be able to hold your position, and not only hold your position, but be able to score the ball also.
It was an excellent and entertaining first half, tied at 29. When we come back, we'll talk more about this game between Miami and Duke. Again, tied at 29 after the first 20 minutes. Here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Coming up Friday at noon on ACC Live, Mike Jaminski is here to break down all of the weekend's action, including the big one between Miami and NC State. ACC Live tip-off tomorrow at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big tree house or a small tree house?
If it's big enough, she can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller tree house?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Back at Cameron Indoor Stadium, Duke and Miami all tied up at 29 at the half here on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Time to check out some of the first half highlights, and a lot of them belong to Crystal Saunders. 15 points and 5 made threes in the first 20 minutes.
Well, Saunders was able to find her niche from outside, knocking down the 3 ball for Miami, and she was able to do it against the zone, and good ball movement and good patience by the Miami offense.
Saunders, those 5 made threes, that's a career high for her, and 15 points to lead everybody. For Duke on the other side, Tricia Liston and Haley Peters were factors.
Well, Liston, she has 9 points. Haley Peters, we spoke about her strength. Liston has strength inside as well. You sit behind her, she's going to make you pay inside. You think she's just a 3-point shooter. She's not. She can hit right inside the lane and right inside the 3-point line as well. Liston with 9, Peters with 4 for Duke.
And those 9 points leading the way for Duke. Off the bench for Tricia Liston, and again, Peters had 4 as well as one of the starters for the Blue Devils. Here are the numbers from the first half. And the 3-pointers, Duke 4 for 9. They are the best 3-point shooting team in the conference at 43%. They're also the best in the entire country, and they lived up to it in the first half, despite the 5 threes from Saunders for Miami.
Well, despite the 5 threes, Duke has done a tremendous job of fighting their way back. They were down by 8 points early in the half, but got back into it with Liston coming off the bench with strong offense.
And the rebounds very close to the first half as well. You are watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Have you caught our new weekday show, ACC Live? We've got the highlights, the moments, the interviews, and the social media pulse you need and want. ACC Live, weekdays at noon, only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh,
Hello?
yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big tree house or a small tree house?
If it's big enough, she can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller tree house?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Have 3 combined points. Back here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, just about set for the second half between the number 5 team in the nation, Duke, and the Miami Hurricanes, who have never beaten Duke in the history of this rivalry. Let's go around the ACC and check out some other action tonight. And it is the Clemson Tigers with the lead against Virginia. North Carolina has the lead against Florida State. A couple of top 25 teams in the ACC. Boston College with the lead against NC State. All of the action tonight kicking off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then the Demon Deacons from Wake Forest, who were beaten by Miami last Thursday, leading Georgia Tech 34-31. Our game is tied at the half. You are watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday from Durham, North Carolina.
I'm Kelly Nash with another ACC Now and Then, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Duke's Rashid Suleiman had a career-high 25 against Maryland, including tying a freshman school record with 6 3-pointers. Some other Duke freshmen with 6 trays in a game. About Trajan Langdon, J.J. Redick, Kyle Singler, and of course Austin Rivers last season.
Share the love this Valentine's with a free dessert when you make reservations on rubytuesday.com.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Annual Women's ACC Tournament will be March 7th to the 10th at the Greensboro Coliseum for the 14th straight year. For ticket information, visit theacc.com where you can get individual tickets for as low as $10 or see every game in the tournament for $99. That's my plan, Christy Winter-Scott. Watch them all. We'll be there when we get to Greensboro at the end of the season.
That's right. You don't want to miss any of the action. Always exciting. Some upsets occurred last season. I tell you what, top to bottom, you never know what to expect there.
NC State is the number 9 seed, beat Duke as the number 1 seed. It had never happened before. Who knows what will happen this time around in Greensboro. Here's a look at those ACC standings, and you see the Blue Devils with that undefeated record at 8-0. Maryland's only loss against North Carolina, avenged against the Tar Heels. They represent the Tar Heels' only loss this season as well for Sylvia Hatchell.
Well, the top is so jumbled up, and you never know what to expect when you get down to that tournament. And now is the time to get yourself set for your seedings for that tournament. You can't wait until the last week of February to do that. You got to do that right now.
Sue Semrau's team from Florida State hanging tough as well. They had a very impressive win against Miami a couple of weeks ago, where Christy and I had a front row seat to watch Florida State at home at the Tucker Center get the win against the Canes. You know, the stoppage in play here. Just 15 seconds into the second half, and the shot clock did not start. So they will put it at 15, appropriately enough. This is Peters. Wells, shot clock at 4. Wells dribbled into traffic. Gray trying to bail her out. Desperation 3, never hit the rim. Shot clock violation against Duke.
Well, good defense to start the second half by Miami. They disrupted a lot that Duke wanted to do in the first half. Jan P. McCauley not excited about how the Blue Devils came out of the locker room on that possession.
Woods trying to go right down Broadway. And Chelsea Gray got a piece of that one. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Canes. They're in the green. Duke is in the white. In the first half, tied at 29. Miami had a lead as big as 8 in the first half, and Duke battled back. First is Saunders. 15 points in the first half and 5 made threes. That's Stroman with a great move on the interior.
But it happened because of the strong pass by Widerstrom on the outside to find her underneath, and the up fake gave her the space to finish.
Stephanie Widerstrom limited action in the first half with a couple of personal fouls. Williams got it back on the feet from Jones.
And Elizabeth Williams needs touches inside. And that's her first field goal of the game.
She had been 0 for 4. Missed the shot earlier in that offensive sequence for Duke. Got it back on the pass from Jones, and now she's got 3 points for Elizabeth Williams. Freshman of the year in the Atlantic Coast Conference a season ago.
I saw her get that triple-double last season, and she got it with blocks, rebounds, and points.
Widerstrom trying to dribble away from trouble. Shot clock at 10. Straight away, Saunders. Missed the 3-point attempt. Didn't say that a lot in the first half, but she made 5 of them. Duke couldn't keep it in bounds. It goes back to Miami.
You just need to be aware of where you are on the court. And the freshman had her sneaker on the sideline.
This Miami team has been to the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. The WNIT the year previous. They made it all the way to the championship game there. Lost in the second round last year to Gonzaga. Wilson, great step under move.
Now Wilson's not going to get off the floor, but she will use great footwork inside to get you moving.
Wells got the roll over the front rim.
And you can tell the game plan in this second half for Duke is to get Elizabeth Williams the basketball inside and to score paint points.
There's a steal. That's Gray. She's the best at it in the ACC, and she takes it all the way to the basket.
She's so aggressive. Her anticipation is top shelf.
She's into double figures, scoring for the 15th time this season, and Miami has turned it over again. Duke running. The pass appeared to be intended for Jones, but Haley Peters says, I'll take it and lay it in.
And the junior takes precedence over the freshman. He's like, watch out, freshman, I got this one.
The crowd at Cameron Indoor Stadium comes alive here with Duke. Up by 4, 37-33. Does Miami have the answer? No. They throw it out of bounds, and Katie Meyer wants to stop this momentum from the Duke Blue Devils. She'll call a timeout. 16:47 to go here in the second half.
Well, Katie Meyer had to take that timeout because the momentum is definitely swinging in favor of Duke with all the turnovers. Right there, you see Chelsea Gray with hands on the basketball. Duke up 4.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Coming up Friday at noon on ACC Live, Mike Jaminski is here to break down all of the weekend's action, including the big one between Miami and NC State. ACC Live tip-off tomorrow at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big treehouse or a small treehouse?
If it's big enough, you can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller treehouse?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
So the Blue Devils are out to their largest lead, 37-34. They are 4 of 6 from the floor to open up the second half.
Well, they're also feisty on defense and shooting the gap in the passing lanes. Chelsea Gray right here, getting the steal and score opportunity for the Blue Devils, and Haley Peters, the recipient of a great pass on the fast break after a great defensive stop on the other end.
Haley Peters now with 6 points for Duke. Blue Devils in possession of the basketball. We'll also keep an eye on the rebounding margin. Duke by 1 right now, 21-20 when it out-rebounds its opponent. 17-0 this season. Williams trying to get that position on the block against Wilson. And a traveling violation against Williams.
And Williams left her feet with the basketball. I don't know if she was trying to pass that. There was some confusion there, but she can't catch it once she lost it out of her hand.
She is the leading scorer for Duke on the season. 15 per game, has just 3 and 1 field goal. That coming earlier here in the second half as Woods goes all the way to the rim. And that's a foul against Duke, so we'll keep it on this end of the floor.
Well, Haley Peters was holding Morgan Stroman on that play. She was trying to get the rebound. Stroman just had one hand trying to go up. Peters had the other.
Third personal against Peters, so she will get replaced by Rashae Jackson. Peters coming to the bench with 6 points for Duke. Stephanie Yeaterstrom has yet to score. She one of the top scorers for Miami. The ball's going to go back to Duke.
Well, it was a traveling call on Morgan Stroman. She shuffled that pivot foot, trying to make that counter move in the lane.
So Stroman and Yeaterson, who combined for about 26 points per game, have 4 combined. They all belong to Stroman. Wilson had the position for the rebound. Miami throws it out of bounds and right to Katie Meyer.
That's not where you want to pass the ball. Anywhere but there.
Goodness, we'll take a timeout and step aside. 15:40 to go in the second half, and it's Duke in the lead.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Have you caught our new weekday show, ACC Live? We've got the highlights, the moments, the interviews, and the social media pulse you need and want. ACC Live, weekdays at noon, only on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
Good afternoon, Chase Sapphire. This is Stacy from Springfield.
Oh, whoa.
Hello?
Yes, I didn't realize you'd be talking to an actual person.
You don't need to press 0. I'm here.
Reach a person, not a prompt, whenever you call Chase Sapphire.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big tree house or a small tree house?
If it's big enough, she can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller tree house?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
Duke has its largest lead of the game, 37-34, 15:40 to go in the second half. ACC fans, get the video you want the way you want it. Remember to subscribe to the ACC Digital Network channel on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/ACC Digital Network and click subscribe. Also want to hit us on Twitter @the_ACCDN. We are fully interactive. Tom Wormy, Christy Winter-Scott, and our outstanding ACC Digital Network production crew here in Durham, North Carolina for ACC women's basketball. Chelsea Gray on the drive. They're going to score the basket as well.
Well, you can see that Chelsea Gray knew that she had an advantage right there. She changed gears and turned the corner on Woods, who had no help coming on the backside.
So Woods will come to the bench, and Saria McGuire comes in for Miami. Chelsea Gray, you're looking at the best free throw shooter in the ACC. I know she didn't hear me because we're way up by the roof.
We're up here.
Here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. It is a unique vantage point for a broadcaster. You can touch the girders on the top of the roof here at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
True indeed.
Here is Saunders. That one inside the line, could not connect. Jones able to keep it for Duke. There's Elizabeth Williams. Straight up defense from Wilson. Effective, but Duke got it back.
And Wilson still let Williams take that baseline away from her. She needs to put her foot on that line.
Williams just 3 points though in the game, Kristen. Straight away three. No good from Liston.
Miami has done a good job of taking Williams out of the offense as Jackson knocks down the 15-footer. Other players have stepped up for Duke. Miami needs the same kinds of contributions.
Wilson kicks it out. Yiderstrom wants the three. Long distance, about 24 feet away for Yiderstrom. Duke trying to do it in transition. It's Liston. Score the bucket. And the free throw coming. So they're going to give the foul to Saunders. And Liston will be at the line. Let's get a look here.
And right there, Liston is moving. And the defender was moving. You can see Saunders had not established her defensive position yet. Liston knew that and made that contact.
12 points for Tricia Liston coming off the bench for Duke as they apply some full court pressure.
2-2-1 look again by Duke with the steal.
Gray, shimmy shake, Liston three ball.
Another timeout by Miami because Duke has come out of the locker room after halftime playing better basketball.
All of a sudden, it is 47-33. And it all got started on the steal by Gray.
Well, the steal by Gray happened because Miami was keeping the ball on the sideline instead of putting it in the middle of the floor on their press offense. And when a shot like that goes down after a steal by Liston, that changes some things about your confidence if you're Miami.
The lead is now 14. We were tied at 29 at halftime. It has been all Duke so far in the second half, without Williams really in the offensive mix for Duke. Liston, well, she has 15 points and a couple of made threes. Haley Peters has 6. Chelsea Gray with 12.
But the defensive pressure is what has changed the game in this second half as another steal by Duke as Gray goes in for another easy deuce.
$14 points for Chelsea Gray. Back-to-back steals. Producing 5 points for Duke. Up 49-33 in the blink of an eye here in the early going of the second half. Yiderstrom, baseline runner. Wilson got it back. Elizabeth Williams got a piece of it and then corralled the rebound.
And Yiderstrom has yet to score tonight.
Gray dropped it off to Williams.
And it's just pretty basketball by Duke.
An 18-point lead for Duke.
When you blink, you know, from the tie game at the half, and then you blink and they're up 18.
Saunders. Here's Yederstrom. McGuire. Strong move. Wilson got it, but she got fouled by Jackson.
And Pepper Wilson showing some gumption underneath, trying to stick with the play. She's done a good job on the boards tonight. 7 rebounds for her.
1 point in the second half. The score was 37-33. Duke led. Well, Miami has not scored until that Wilson free throw. Meanwhile, Duke is up to 51.
A tremendous defensive effort by the top defensive team in the ACC. 1-2-1-1 press by Miami.
Alexis Jones calls the play for Duke. Jones.
The help side by Miami was unaware of the penetration. There was no help called, and if there was, they couldn't have gotten there on time.
Williams with the D inside. Ball is loose and taken by Wells.
This is where Miami is searching for a leader on the floor offensively.
Miami is just 2 of 12 from the floor, and they've missed all 3 of their three-point attempts here in the second half. Jones. Close range, the miss from Liston. And then she committed the foul.
And that was out of frustration, but for Miami, they need someone else to step up and try to score. Stroman's not in right now. Yederstrom is scoreless. Who's it going to be?
Coach McCauley for Duke knows all about the importance of defense. It has held Miami down in this game, something maybe they didn't do in the tournament last year, the NCAA tournament, but it is a key part of the success for the Duke Blue Devils. They are tops in the conference in that category.
You know, we scored enough points last year to advance all the way, you know, far into the NCAA tournament, but I think defensively we've got to become a more physical team. I think defensively we've got to take more pride in what we do out on the floor and really trying to take people out of what they do. Because again, when you're playing at the margins and you're getting to that point in the NCAA tournament where you've got to make stops, there were critical stops that we did not make against Stanford down the stretch. We did not make those stops and they cost us. And so the reality is a lot of teams can score points, and I feel we can too. I think we can put up great point totals, and that's important, and that's fun, and we want to. But on the other side of the ball, you can't become lax. You can't become casual. You've got to be focused about it. So we've been working on some defense lately.
So Duke has really poured it on both ends of the floor. Chelsea Gray with the anticipation. It happened on back-to-back possessions for Miami, and it resulted in points for Duke, which has jumped out to a 53-35 lead. Again, it was 37-33 early in the second half. Miami has 2 points since then, and Duke has busted this one wide open for head coach McCauley.
Well, Duke has 8 steals, and they have all been live ball turnovers for Miami, so Duke has been able to score off of those. So they've gotten back in control of this game. They were down by 8 points early in this contest. Fought their way back with their defensive intensity. Their full court press has given Miami issues, and they've made Miami play faster than they wanted to in this second half by putting more pressure on the basketball.
They have made the Canes pay. 17 Miami turnovers, resulting in 21 points for Duke, up 53-35, 11-11 to go here in the second half. Tom Wormy, Christy Winter Scott, the former legend from Maryland, here with our ACC Digital Network crew in Durham. Yederstrom couldn't connect. It is Stroman who got the bounce.
Stroman had her career high 28 points against North Carolina. She needs to come alive right now. Plenty of time for Miami to chip their way back into this game.
Williams driving on Hayes.
But Miami also needs to get defensive stops as well.
Williams now with 7, 6 of those coming here in the second half. 3 of 9 from the floor in the game for Williams after missing all 3 of her shot attempts in the first half. Stroman in traffic, tried to get Williams in the air. Williams blocked it anyway. Liston tried to run it down. Couldn't do it in front of that Miami bench.
The body control of Elizabeth Williams. That's why she's able to block as many shots as she is, because people count on her to leave her feet because she's such an outstanding shot blocker. But she doesn't always have to leave her feet. She has supreme timing.
Duke with 7 blocks in total in the game. Miami in possession. But trailing 55-37. We were tied at halftime, 29 all. Miami led by as many as 8 in the first half. Complete turnaround here in the second half. Trying to beat that shot clock, and Miami won't do it. Ball bounced out of bounds, back to Duke.
Only 2 seconds left. Plenty of time to land, collect yourself, and take that shot. I think Williams thought she had less time.
Jones listed on the baseline. Williams from Jones.
Williams, another paint bucket for her. She has really established herself in this second half, and that's made a big difference for the success of Duke.
9 now for the sophomore from Virginia Beach, Virginia, Elizabeth Williams. Yeaterstrom, she was almost standing out of bounds when she took that shot. Peters over the top for the rebound. Gray, Williams, the layup.
Well, that just looks like the drill that you do at the beginning of every practice. The weave drill. Foul was called there too. Right here, Gray with the no look to Elizabeth Williams on the finish. And one opportunity as Gray and Williams do a little body bump. They know this is how they can play. That first half, they were sputtering. Very inconsistent offensively. This second half, they are clicking.
12 points in total for Williams, 11 in the second half. Whatever Coach McCauley said at halftime, I think it's working, Christy Winter-Scott.
It is working, and I'm sure it had something to the effect of get Elizabeth Williams the basketball.
Saunders, who could not miss in the first half, cannot find the range here in the second half. Up ahead, the layup good from Jackson.
And it's just a fast break display by the Duke Blue Devils, 62-37 advantage.
So Miami will take a timeout, try to figure it out with 8:58 to go in the second half. It really has been an amazing turnaround as Duke has controlled it from start to finish here in the second half.
In the second half, you've seen a lot of no dribble fast breaks by Duke. And that's so tough to defend because the ball travels faster than your feet can. Duke knows this, and they are really running a clinic in terms of getting their fast break buckets to go.
Only allowed Miami to score 8 points here in the second half, and we're tied 29 all at halftime.
Duke holds their opponents to 50 points. They're right on pace to do that. Tops in the ACC defensively in that category.
McGuire got tangled up with Verneret.
Verneret was standing there, and I think she closed her eyes, so she didn't see the move that was made by McGuire to avoid the contact.
Saria McGuire, sophomore from Minneapolis, Minnesota. She has 3 points. She had that game-winning layup with 5.3 seconds left in the win at Wake Forest last Thursday, 79-78 for Miami. Follow is good off the miss by Jessica Capers.
Capers with a strong offensive board. You usually don't see that off the free throw line.
The lead is 22. Duke 9 9-0 this season on its home court. 4-0 in conference play. Liston to the rim.
And Liston was able to get that shot off because they thought she was going to launch another three-point shot, so the defense was close. So she got that first step over that defense and scored in the paint instead.
Liston leading 3 Duke players in double figures. She has 17, Gray 14, Elizabeth Williams with 12. Here comes McGuire against 2 defenders. Stroman grabbed it. Gray got a piece of the ball, but also got a piece of Stroman. So Chelsea Gray picks up her first personal foul. When we come back, it'll be Morgan Stroman at the free throw line for Miami.
I'm Kelly Nash with another ACC Now and Then brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Duke's Rashid Suleiman had a career-high of 25 against Maryland, including tying a freshman school record with 6 three-pointers. Some other Duke freshmen with 6 trays in a game. How about Trajan Langdon, J.J. Redick, Kyle Singler, and of course Austin Rivers last season.
Share the love this Valentine's with a free dessert when you make reservations on rubytuesday.com.
You can't keep greatness in a box, so we won't. The ACC mobile app, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Imagine seeing this on this. That's greatness. For the ACC schools you live for, it's the app you can't live without. Available on your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Nokia Lumia Windows phone. The ACC mobile app. Live games, video, scores, stats, news, and greatness. Search ACC Sports on your mobile device.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
64-40. Katie Meyer trying to find some answers in that Miami huddle. No answer for Elizabeth Williams. Her teammates are finding her here in the second half in rhythm.
Well, she's also making herself available to the basketball as well. She is inside and moving and not waiting for the ball to come to her. She is making the necessary movements to get herself into a productive position for Duke.
Morgan Stroman is at the free throw line for Miami. Elizabeth Williams, 11 points in the second half. She had just 1 in the first half, but her team was still tied with Miami, 29 all. They have outscored the Canes 35-12 in the second half.
Just 12 points in the second half. And it's over halfway in the second half as well.
Farnaray. Stroman blocked it. It's Peters trying to beat the shot clock, and it's going to run out on Duke. So back to the Canes on the shot clock violation against the Blue Devils.
Well, Miami needs more defensive possessions just like that one, where they are on the catch, contesting, and not giving up any easy paint points. And that's how Duke opened up this game, by scoring in the lane, whether it be fast breaks or getting touches inside for Williams.
McGuire couldn't find a lane to drive. Woods with the shot clock running down. Ball deflected and taken by Duke. Here is Gray. Great court vision she has displayed throughout the game. Jones is open for 3. There's a foul underneath. It's going to go against Miami and Michelle Woods.
Well, Woods was behind both of those Duke players. She went up and reached over top. If you don't have position, you can't jump up.
So Williams returns to the game for Duke. Niederstrom has also come in for Miami. She wears number 3. Wilson back in. Stroman leaves for the Canes. Remember, Stroman coming off that career high performance of 28 in the loss against North Carolina on Sunday. Jones, 3-pointer.
Alexis Jones Fantastic young player for Duke. So confident and poised.
She's got a couple of threes in the game and 10 points. She now becomes the 4th Duke player to get into double figures scoring. Saunders misses again, and Gray runs it down. Saunders now 5 of 12 from three-point range. All of those makes came in the first half. Gray got her player in the air and used the backboard effectively.
Smart play by Gray to get McGuire off the ground and shot it on the way back down for McGuire.
16 points, Chelsea Gray. Duke up 69-41, Yiderstrom. Rebound Williams. Now 0 of 8 for Miami this half. Three-point distance underneath. Nifty shot from Peters. Almost a no-look layup.
That's that upper body strength from the weight room. That's what that is, that iron belt. Proving itself on the court.
Ball bounces out of bounds. Back to Duke. We saw Haley Peters sit down with Debbie Antonelli at halftime as they broke down the X's and O's of some game action, and Peters recognizing where she is and using that backboard.
You can't make that shot without being a strong player physically. Okay, that's a difficult shot to make.
Confidence to know it's not going to get rejected in there as well.
Confidence, body control, all of that encompasses Haley Peters as a player.
Largest lead of the game for Duke. Again, we were tied at 29 at halftime. 71-41, 5:20 to go in the second half. Gray hit the front rim, tried to follow her shot. Wilson grabbed it. Stephanie Yiderstrom without a point in the game. Stroman, Wilson.
Wilson clearly was not ready to receive and finish on that play.
Peters.
Just a variety of post moves by Haley Peters inside. That time the baby hook over the left shoulder.
Peters coming off a double-double against Boston College with 15 points, 13 rebounds. She now has 10. Another Duke player gets into double figures. They've got 73 points on the board, 4.5 minutes to go.
And Peters leads the team with 4 double-doubles on the season. So a steady player, very consistent.
Yiderstrom just inside the line.
I just looked at the Miami bench when Yiderstrom missed it, and it was a collective both hands in the air, like, what are we going to do? We need a score.
She is 0 for 6 from the floor and 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. She had a tough shooting night against North Carolina on Sunday, just 1 of 13. She's yet to make a shot in the game. And here we're going to get an offensive foul against Miami. Haley Peters, 10 points on the night, showing off her moves on the inside, and Duke is in control at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Out with the old and in with the delicious. Commit to bold taste with the new Flavor Resolutions menu at Ruby Tuesday. 10 entrees starting at $9.99. Try our savory barbecue brushed ribs and bacon wrapped shrimp. Or take it up a notch by adding coconut crusted shrimp to our mango salsa topped Caribbean chicken. Plus, enjoy our endless garden bar, free with any chef-inspired entree. Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here. Start the new year with savings. Visit rubytuesday.com today for a $5 coupon.
I'm Jeff Fischel. Coming up Friday at noon on ACC Live, Mike Jaminski is here to break down all of the weekend's action, including the big one between Miami and NC State. ACC Live tip-off tomorrow at noon on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.
What's better, bigger or smaller?
Bigger!
So which would you rather have, a big treehouse or a small treehouse?
If it's big enough, you can have a disco. Oh, yeah.
Why do you not want a smaller treehouse?
Because it wouldn't be able to fit a flat screen TV, and then the TV would be about this big, and you would have to hold the wire. In the position you would hold the wire, you wouldn't be able to see the TV.
That's a pain in the buns.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
So Duke has the lead against Miami. Our next live women's basketball game on the ACC Digital Network comes your way Thursday, February 14th. It's a Valentine's Day showdown between Duke and Virginia Tech, 7 o'clock. I've got the call, so somebody sent chocolate and flowers to the announce table. I did not write that. I only read them.
I wrote that. I'm sending them to you.
That reminds me to get something for my significant other, as you all should do on February 14th.
Hint, hint. That's
So
right.
enjoy Valentine's Day with us at the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday, which would be a great place to go for Valentine's Day.
That would be lovely.
And make sure you check out ACC women's basketball on YouTube. So Stephanie Eaterstrom, who had such a difficult shooting day against North Carolina on Sunday, well, unfortunately for her, it has continued. She is yet to make a field goal in the game tonight against Duke.
Well, it makes it very difficult because she's had a couple of really good looks tonight. She got in that foul trouble early. She had those 2 fouls in the first half and had to come out for a significant time in the first half. So that may have taken her out of her rhythm. You know, when you sit that long and you're watching the game, and Miami was able to stick with Duke in the first half, all tied up at 29. She's had opportunities in the second half and just hasn't been able to knock one in.
Yeah, the senior from Sweden has 209 career three-pointers. That is second most in school history, but she is yet to make a basket, never mind a three tonight against Duke. If you're wondering, Raquana Williams has the all-time record, 272 at Miami. Jones with the second effort.
And that was a spectacular finish on the tip in by Jones. Peters couldn't get her tip in to go, but Jones could.
Peters the rebound for Duke. We approach the 3-minute mark here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, where the Blue Devils have won 13 in a row at home and 34 straight in conference play. Liston, weak side, Johnson, and a new shot clock for Duke.
Nice patience by Duke. They still need to work on their execution.
Peters. Two and a half minutes to go, 75-41. Duke in front, ball batted out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Canes.
Miami, what a frustrating second half it's been for them.
Especially for Crystal Saunders. As Jones comes out, she's played an excellent ball game with 12 points. A couple of made three-point baskets for Jones as well. 3 assists and 10 rebounds. Haley Peters also out of the game for Duke, as Miami gets a basket on the other end from Kiana Hayes. That's her first. Ball's going to go out of bounds and back to Miami. Duke extended the lead to 37-33 early in the second half, and it has been all Blue Devils from that point on, with 2:07 to go and way in front of Miami. And here comes Tricia Liston out of the game to a rousing applause from the crowd. 17 points for Liston, a couple of three-point baskets, 7 of 11 from the floor, and 2 of 4 beyond the arc for Liston.
And that's off the bench for Liston, who hasn't started since that UConn game, but has really provided so much stability for Duke off the bench.
Traveling against Miami, back to Duke. It appears that string of 34 straight against conference opponents here at Cameron Indoor Stadium is going to continue tonight with 1:47 to go. Chloe Wells, her first points of the game are a three-point basket.
And she had a season-high 13 against Boston College. And she's been starting every game since the UConn game.
Makes the steal. Jackson. Fought for and a bucket. Johnson with a basket on the offensive glass, and that's her first points of the game.
Nice persistence on the offensive glass.
9 different Blue Devils in the box score tonight for Duke. Saunders, another miss from long distance, batted out of bounds. Ball's going back to Duke. Here comes Rashae Jackson out of the game. 6 points for Rashae Jackson. Also had 6 rebounds. Total team effort for the Blue Devils, who are above their scoring average for the season, up to 80 points now, and we're going to get an adjustment to the game clock. It reads 45.7 at the moment.
Jenna Fresh is into the game for Duke. The walk-on from Durham. Coach said she has a fire in her belly. Coaches always know. You can't fake a fire in the belly.
Fresh and her teammates have dominated the second half. They just came out swinging and did not stop. Final 35 seconds from Cameron Indoor Stadium on the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. Drive and bucket, Sierra Moore.
Sierra Moore was determined on that play. Turned the corner and eyes were on the rim. And she comes off of their horn set. That double high-low set opens up the lane, and she knew it. Penetrated hard as Allison Veronay gives her a little high five.
So now 10 of the 11 players in uniform for Duke have scored.
And that's a balanced team. And a team who understands their roles and expectations. They were tied with Clemson at halftime at 22. Just a little over a week ago. So they understand what they need to do in the second halves of games.
Final 15 seconds. Duke with the ball. They can watch the clock run out. A standing ovation from the crowd here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and the streak continues. 35 in a row at home against Atlantic Coast Conference opponents for the Duke Blue Devils, who improved their record to 19-1 for head coach Joanne P. McCauley. They are 9-0 in conference and 5-0 in conference play. On their home floor, Miami drops to 14-7. They are 5-5 in the conference. And Duke continues its dominance in the series. That is now 10 in a row. They are 6-0 at home in the series against Miami. Now we go back to our ACC Digital Network studios and Jeff Fischel.
Thanks, Tom. Another quick reminder about ACC Live Tip-Off tomorrow at noon. Highlights, moments, and breakdown with Mike Jaminski. So see you tomorrow at noon for ACC Live. Now back to Cameron Indoor.
And welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium. What a second half display of all the weapons possessed by the Duke Blue Devils. We were tied at 29 at halftime, Christy Winter-Scott. Take a look at that final, 82-43. That's doing it on both ends of the floor.
That's doing it on both ends, but I tell you what, the energy on the defensive end when Duke came out of the locker room for the second half was amazing, and it was definitely why they took control of this game and never let go.
They took a 4-point lead, 37-33. That was early in the second half, and then they just put their foot on the gas and did not let up. Elizabeth Williams got into the offensive flow. 10 different players into the box score in the game for Duke. An amazing performance.
Right, and when Duke went up by those 4 points, Katie Meyer called a timeout because she felt the momentum swinging, but they couldn't stop the bleeding because Duke was just so determined in that second half to get the ball inside to Elizabeth Williams, to push the tempo on their fast break. So they were getting steal and score opportunities because of their tenacious defense. getting into the passing lanes and finishing plays.
And really, all head coach Joanne P. McCauley has to say is, you're at home. You're at Cameron Indoor Stadium. In recent memory, nobody comes in here and beats them in conference games. And it happened again, make it 35 straight for Duke against ACC opponents at home.
Well, 35 straight games. That's just amazing to think about that. But the confidence that breeds is awesome to see. And you could see the smile on Chelsea Gray's face tonight, getting her offense going after she had been struggling for the past 6 games. A lot of smiles for the entire team with all the contributors on both ends.
Yeah, Duke gets a very impressive win as the #5 team in the country, 82-43. And we welcome in Haley Peters, who had 10 points in a winning effort tonight for Duke. And Haley, Tom Wormy and Christy Winter, Scott with you. First, thanks so much for joining us on the ACC Digital Network.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Okay, let me ask you first. You're tied at halftime at 29. I want to know what went on in that locker room. And when you guys came flying out in the second half, as soon as you took the court, you took control of the ball game.
It wasn't really actually anything too dramatic. We knew we hadn't played our best on the defensive end. We'd given up some open threes, some open looks. And offensively, we were pressing a little bit. So it really actually wasn't a very dramatic locker room scene. We just talked through things that we needed to do, and then once we started getting some stops on the defensive end, we got rolling in transition, and things started going well for us.
In terms of the confidence for your team, winning 35 straight ACC games here at home, what does it mean for your team to have the balance that it does from top to bottom on both sides of the basketball?
It's great, and you can tell with people coming back now from injuries that we're just very steady, no matter who's in the game. And so when someone like me gets in foul trouble today, we just have someone that coming off the bench and produce and have really good numbers. And I think playing at home, our poise is really good. We don't get rattled very easily. We were down early, and we just stayed with our stuff. So I think that both those things help us a lot.
Well, Elizabeth Williams, she struggled in the first half, but really got involved in the second half. What was the change that was made offensively for your team?
I think he just looked to be more aggressive. I think that was part of our whole team thing. We just slowed down a little bit and got the ball inside to her a little bit, and we had less turnovers, I'm pretty sure. And once we slowed the pace of the game down and got some transition looks, and he could get out and run, it helped her kind of get in the flow of the game, and so she got going.
Haley, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win. And, oh, by the way, you got North Carolina coming up next. Good luck with that one.
Yep, thank you, guys.
All right, that's at North Carolina for Haley and her teammates. Haley Peters, 10 points. She was in double figures. Trisha Liston came off the bench with 17. You got Chelsea Gray with 16 in the starter's role. Elizabeth Williams had 12. Alexis Jones also had 12 points. Top to bottom, Duke with an impressive win.
Impressive balanced win for Duke here at home. Miami, they need to recollect themselves and try to get better next time in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Duke, perfect in the conference, 9-0. They are 10-0 at home this season. Cameron Indoor Stadium overall, 5-0 in conference play. Chelsea Gray was outstanding, the junior, for this Duke team. 16 points and a couple of three-point baskets, and Duke wins at 82-43. For Christy Winter, Scott, I'm Tom Wormy. Thanks for watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.